Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us for another segment of Health Professional Radio. In this segment, we'll be speaking with Demian Bellumio. He's joining us here from Nue Life Health, a next-gen mental wellness company that leverages the power of psychedelic drugs. He's joining us to discuss ketamine treatment and the newly launched Nue Care program. Welcome to Health Professional Radio, Mr. Demian Bellumio.
Thank you very much, Neil. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, tell us a bit about yourself and your role at Nue Life Health.
Yes, so I am the COO of Nue Life Health, also a co-founder. I've been with the company since we started it close to 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. My background is in technology. I founded a number of businesses. I also been part of founding teams of technology companies for the last 20 years, ranging from top secret government data centers to today, this amazing mental wellness platform that we're building.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did mention, of course, that Nue Life Health seeks to leverage the power of psychedelic drugs in your mental wellness endeavors. Tell us a bit about Nue Life Health and exactly what you're involved in other than ketamine treatment.
Well, the only drug that we today work with is ketamine, given that is the only legal, quote unquote psychedelic drug that is available in the market. We obviously are very familiar with other compounds that are in the different stages of being potentially FDA approved. Mm-hmm. And really we're agnostic to the actual compound. So the protocols and the technology and the care programs that we developed are actually very compatible to the others that will, hopefully be available because mm-hmm. they all work incredible effectiveness for different conditions. But we believe that if all of them become available, they will work differently for different type of populations. So it's better to have more than what we have today. So we're very excited. But to answer the question, ketamine is what we leverage today, and we're very excited at the effectiveness that it has, even today with the patient populations that we have.
How is Nue Life different from other ketamine marketplaces, online ketamine marketplaces?
Well, I would say we're different because from day one, we really saw ourselves not necessarily as a ketamine therapy company, but as a holistic mental health services company. We knew that ketamine was very effective and very safe, especially to do the at-home model that we have pioneered and today have done successfully to over 50,000 at-home therapies. Mm-hmm. But we also knew that it's just one tool in a complex toolbox that we needed to put together to really help our patients get to have lasting benefits mm-hmm. that go beyond just the prescription of a drug. So the way we saw ourselves is really as a company that could put together all the pieces that were necessary in order to partner with our medical providers and give them tools that allow them to really understand what's going on with the patient, allow them to really monitor them not just in a specific time, but really on an ongoing basis, and then create a personalized care plan that really, molded itself to the patient to give them what they needed at the time they needed. So what we see is, in our case today, ketamine is a very powerful reset tool. As you probably know, we just published our peer review paper that came out in Frontiers in Psychiatry that demonstrated that we have close to a 70% effectiveness in reducing the symptoms of our treatment-resistant patients by 50%, which is a tremendous achievement. But the way we see that's just the first step in a journey that might be, a long journey where once the person gets out of that deep depression state, we see that as an opportunity to really start working on the root cause of what might be going on with a patient. So that's where our health coaching, our integration team works with the patient to really make those lifestyle changes that we believe will lead to the lasting benefit in the patient.
Will those lifestyle changes help to minimize the reliance on ketamine by your company as you promote mental health or in any of your mental health endeavors?
Absolutely. We actually, if you go to our Nue Care page, which is this program, mm-hmm. It specifically says we are the ketamine therapy company that wants you to take less ketamine. So we are very focused on that. We believe that ketamine is a very powerful drug, but we do not want our patients to basically rely on any drug for their long-term healing. So that's where our coaches work with the patients, try to figure out how to get a healthier diet, how to sleep better, how to exercise, how to do integration that deals with the root cause of the trauma. In that sense, for example, we put people in our patients in cohorts with other patients that may be going on through the same potential situation, and have them, have a very powerful group therapy together. So yes, that's essentially the way we see things. Where ketamine it's just a tool, and we really want to not depend on any single tool.
When it comes to depending on any single tool, there are many, many people who are prescribed SSRIs to maintain their mental health for extended periods of time, even a lifetime. How does that mirror or is totally the opposite of ketamine treatment?
Yeah, that's actually the exciting part, right? And the reason that a lot of our providers are the providers that today are prescribing for Nue Life, and even new providers that are now joining what we call the Nue Network, which is providers that have existing psychiatric practices or other practices that want to add ketamine therapy to their roster of services, but they don't have the ability to do it on their own. So we're partnering with them. And the exciting part is that, yes, number one is, as we all know, SSRIs, they have a good amount of the population that they're not effective for, estimated 30-40% of the population. And ketamine, as I said, in our own internal study, demonstrated almost a 70% effectiveness for those treatment-resistant patients. And the interesting part about ketamine, it acts very fast and is not required to be taken every day. Mm-hmm. So, if we could combine the fast-acting antidepressant effects that ketamine has with then, a protocol that involves other treatment modalities such as, again, health coaching or integration and other things that are complementary, our hope is that, we could prove that, 6 months, 12 months down the line, without any additional drug intervention, this patient is still in an optimal state.
Give us a website where listeners can learn more.
Yes, for our direct-to-consumer service is www.nue.life. That's where end consumers could go and find our treatment options. And we also have our provider website, which is www.nue.network, Network, which providers could learn about how we partner with them to be able to deliver this to their patients.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Health Professional Radio. Demian, I appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll come back and speak with us as ketamine treatments progress.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Demian Bellumio. Audio copies of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, listen in, download, and subscribe at Anchor, Spotify, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/healthprofessionalradio.